What did you see here that made you see the vision and want to make a shift and bring over a lot of people that you have built businesses with? I mean, hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, well, it was super simple for me. Like you said before, we had a business that was doing we did $750 million in sales, and actually about 300 million of that was in Europe. US was our biggest market, Europe was our second biggest market. And so when we about a year and a half ago, we knew we needed to get into more health and wellness space instead of just the CBD space. And right now, one of the biggest mega trends in health is they're talking about glutathione and raising your glutathione levels and everything that the glutathione does. And so I was really looking for glutathione products to put into our existing company. And then when I learned about IMMUNOTEC and IMMUNOCAL, how they'd already spent $25 million on research, they had 200 clinical studies, and they had 26 gold standard studies. And when I'm saying 200 clinical studies, I'm not talking about, some kid that dropped out of med school went in his mom's basement and they hired him to do these tests to see. These are double blind placebo studies done by massive credible institutions like University of Kentucky, Harvard. There's some institutions in Europe that's done some studies. And if you really take it all the way back, this is what got me the most excited. They have now proven that if you take all chronic diseases such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, mental illnesses, cancers, uh, Lyme's disease, heart disease, blood pressure, diabetes, on and on and on and on, and you look at everybody that has those issues, the one common denominator all those people have is low glutathione levels. And if they look at people healthy in general, the one common denominator everybody has in that is they have high glutathione levels, which is why being in the health and wellness space, we wanted to get in on that. And then we learned that IMMUNOCAL has 81 patents based on raising your body's glutathione naturally. So we couldn't even make a product to do the same thing. They have the market cornered. And like Tibor was saying, it's only been sold $230 million a year. You guys got to understand this. Every 2 seconds or every 1 second, two of these packs are used in Spanish speaking markets only. Every second, two packets are consumed of IMMUNOCAL right now, and they just got their websites and everything translated into English. And we started launching the US, and we've had incredible success. And now they're launching Europe with Tibor and Kim and the leadership team going through Europe, and the timing is perfect. So you have a $250 million company with a patented product nobody else has and everybody wants and really everybody needs. You understand that all 30 trillion cells in your body, and I've seen people talking about, they were talking about different issues they were having. This is your glutathione is not just your master antioxidant detoxification, it's also controls the inflammation in your body. You guys understand that disease cannot exist without inflammation. So all of the stuff just come into perfect synergy. And I've always had a motto, if you can't beat them, join them. And there was no way we could come in and compete in the health and wellness space with what I believe has been the best kept secret in direct sales. There's no other product on earth with more scientific backing in the direct sales industry than IMMUNOCAL. That's a fact. Like you could, and the fact that our products are in the physician desk reference, and it's a long-winded answer to your question, Shelby. Ask me why. I could go on for days, but at the end of the day, I own four businesses right now: construction, real estate, farming, ranching, etc. All successful businesses. So I have a pretty good eye on what, especially in the network marketing space, on timing and on products. Look, everything rises and falls on products because you can only sell junk one time. Once, that's all you can ever sell it. And I've learned that the hard way 20 years ago when I was into sales and just selling stuff for money. But when you can actually give people a product and people's been using it for 30 years and it has all the clinical studies and we're the first to market, Like it's cool they're doing $250 million in markets I can't even speak in, but how cool is it going to be when we're doing $1 billion in sales in the US and Europe? And so let me be very clear. Immunotech brought us on. When I say us, I'm talking Josh Wagle and the whole company that merged in there to do two things: launch the United States and launch Europe. And last time we did it, we created about 40 millionaires. We created thousands of hundred thousandaires, and we helped tens of thousands of people just fire their boss, and hundreds of thousands of people supplement their income with a few $100 a month or $1,000 a month. Sometimes it's not always about making 300 grand a month. Sometimes it's about just helping somebody that's trying to figure out to make their car payment next month easier. And that's exactly what this company is going to do. It's already doing it. And we're just so blessed to be the first to hear about this and be able to take it to the masses.
Absolutely. So, you know, when you guys built the other company, you guys had a massive success, right? I mean, you guys
Oh,
were kind of one of the first to really get CBD and all that kind of rolling. When you compare that product or that run per se to what we have here, would you say this is going to be bigger, about the same? Like, what do you feel about that?
so here's the deal. I think it's going to be 2 to 3 times larger, and I'll explain why. First of all, there's massive education because I know we've talked about it, but I want to be very more specific about it. We was a cannabis company, CBD oil. We even have hemp hair care, different things. Half of the population won't even look at it because it says hemp, and they think it's going to get you high. They think it's a drug, and that's just the way we've been programmed. Even though it's not true, that was a hurdle we had to cover all the time. And two, as soon as we went big and mainstream with it, everybody and their dog launched a CBD product, including 7-Eleven and Conoco and gas stations and what was Walgreens and CVS. It's on every corner everywhere, and we couldn't stop it, even though we actually were the only ones to get certified organic wood. So it was a big deal, but we couldn't stop everybody from doing the same thing. And again, there was a market for it. There was people that were interested and people that hated it. They're one side of the fence or the other. They'd talk about it, they wouldn't. Every single person on planet Earth that breathes needs to raise their glutathione levels. Every single person on Earth that's over 40, their glutathione levels are cut in half. And it's been proven if your glutathione levels are higher, you can avoid and help prevent some diseases and live a longer, healthier life. And 81 patents. So we can take this to $200 billion and nobody else can recreate our product and market off the back of us when we take it big. So the thing that really limited the growth in the last company was everybody else got into it. It became a Me Too type product. There will never, ever, ever be another Immunical. There can't be. There's 81 global patents. And when I'm telling you guys about patents, they have autism patented. We have a couple of different kind of cancers patented with Immunical. We have the way that the products mixed and made patented. So this is a very, very big deal. And the science, look, there really wasn't a lot of science with CBD and what it did. It was new. We have 30 years of science, not guesswork. We don't have to put on some hypey show. We can just blast you with all the documentation you want, enough to gag a horse, and it will just show you how effective and relevant the product is. I don't have to sell anymore. My job is to just educate people on the facts about glutathione, and it's backed up with clinical studies.
And I think that's the biggest component here is, you know, the average person in this industry doesn't succeed because they have to turn into a salesperson to pitch, you know, the product they're doing. And in this scenario, I love that. It's all been about the education and I'm fascinated by it too. I didn't know that glutathione was that important. I didn't know that we couldn't live without it like oxygen and water, you know, and then I started realizing, okay, we need it like oxygen and water. Everyone needs this, right? I mean, I want to tell you a quick story. I was in Mexico. The company had paid for 3 American and 3 Mexico leaders to go down. We had been like a recruiting competition. They paid for us to go to Mexico For 3 days, we got to, have video done, and we got to do some activities and kind of really see what our trip's going to be like. The company has an all expense paid trip coming in November. And one of the women that was there, we had to have someone translate. She said her son got a tumor when he was 18 years old. And the doctor said they should prepare for the worst. He had like a 1% chance to live. And she said that her friend told her and said, look, it can't hurt. Try to get him on IMMUNOTEC, see what happens. He got on the product. His tumor is gone and never came back. He's 30 years old now. He's been on IMMUNOTEC, will never get off of it. So I want to be a part of a company where I hear stories like that. That is what gets me excited, not these blanket solutions with just give you maybe hyped up energy, but you're not really dealing with the core of the problem. So let's touch a little bit on the trip. For me, that's a big deal. And the reason I say that is because I've been in this industry for 20 plus years, and it seems like every time I'm next to my team, we're at a big event and they put the big announcement up on the screen about the trip. Everyone gets super excited and they hear all the music and the drum rolls, right? But once they see the qualifications, the heads drop. They feel a little bit defeated already because it feels like it's only for the top earners. So why don't you touch maybe on what the company did in November, and why is it different here, and what you can earn and what we're doing in November?
Yeah, I've been on 2 or 3 of these trips every single year for the last 18 years. I think I've been on hundreds of free trips, and and it usually is the top brass. It's the top leadership. And if you have a big trip, you got 100 to 200 people on that trip, and that means the company's doing well. The thing I like about the incentive trips is it really gives you a pulse on how well the company's doing. Because if there's 5 people on it, then there's 5 people that's actually making money. If there's two, and when I say money, I mean significant money, tens of thousands of dollars a month. If there's a couple hundred people, even better. In October, IMMUNOTEC did a cruise, and the cruise ship held 2,500 people, and they had to rent the entire ship because they had 2,500 plus people go and qualify for that incentive trip. I was blessed enough to already qualify for one that was in Cabo. No, not Cabo. Yeah, it was Cabo San Lucas. We went down to Cabo, and there was 1,500 people there. And I think this one coming up in Cancun at Escaret in November, we're going to have thousands and thousands of people at, because there's already a bunch of people qualified, and we still have July to run. So, and look, a big part of this industry is about it. This is the people business. We're not in the glutathione business. We're not, we're in the people business. We help people feel better, and we help people win financially. And so to get together a few times a year, actually, there's no doubt in my mind, I'm going to see somebody from this call, several of you, I hope, will be on these trips. And you're going to go back to this call and go, Chris, when you said I could make that trip, I believed you. And here I am, and we'll get to meet, and we'll get to spend a week together, and we get to build that family culture, because I really view this as a big family. I mean, at the end of the day, when you can lock arms with people that are laser focused on two things, which is health and wealth, and you plug in and just follow the leader with Tibor and Kim and Shelby and the team. This is the fastest growing team in IMMUNOTEC right now. And we haven't even got Europe all the way open. It's just starting.
Woo-hoo! Say that again. Say that again.
The fastest growing team in IMMUNOTEC right now is this team that you guys are looking at. So it's one thing to join a business and be left on an island all by yourself in stagnant water. But it's a whole other thing when somebody reaches down and pulls you in their jet boat and takes you with them. And that's exactly what's happening with this organization. And that's what's happening with the company. So I can't wait to see all you guys. The trips are my favorite part. That's when it's one thing to sit here and do all these Zooms, and I see thousands and thousands of people a week on calls just like this. But when you get to meet 400 or 500 of these people that have worked, that have earned it, and you're on this trip and you get to just relax for 5 or 6 days, one thing you learn about Chris Robinson, if you're on vacation with him and you want a cocktail, I'm your man. We'll have some drinks, we'll have fun, and it's going to be a blast. And I'm so excited for this venture. Look, I'm only 4 months into this venture too. And I can't wait to see what the next 2 to 10 years brings, because it's just going to be incredible.
Well, we're definitely creating some momentum. And like you said, we haven't even opened up. We're just now opening up Europe, doing the pre-launch. And now, how many people want to be a part of having somebody within your organization and your team, your customers, opening up a pack of Immunical every 2 seconds? Like that's a big deal. Like, and I went to a friend's house last night. I went to bring her a box of Immunical. She bought it from me first. And then I said, look, we want to get your mom started on this like right away. Her mom's only 68 years old, you guys. She got Alzheimer's and dementia, but what happened is she fell a few weeks ago and her cranium had a bleed. It was a whole thing. She can't talk. She can't get out of bed. She's bedbound. It's horrible. She's going downhill. And I know I could never bring her. I'm going to be silly, but like I was in a company, it was like a pink drink, right? Like I couldn't bring her a pink drink and say, I know this is going to fix this. I know this is going to help her. And it made me feel bad when I would see people in that state. Now I know I can help. I know because of the science that Chris is talking about. And not only I want to piggyback on the trip, you get 4 spots, you guys. You can earn up to 4 spots between now and the end of July. So when I earned my first spot in the beginning of this second month, okay? Well, like 2 days later, I was 93% to my second spot. So it wasn't like it was really hard to earn. It seems like it's easier to earn the other 3 spots, Chris, is what I've noticed. And they want to celebrate. They want you there. It creates that, like he said, that community. And then no one ever leaves, right? When they're rewarding you versus only being at the top of the company. So I would love to, get any closing statements from you, Chris. We're going to close this up. We're really excited about this pre-launch. This is going to be the first of many calls. So, next week you can invite some of your guests. Let's kind of get the ball rolling. Chris, anything else you'd like to add last? And then same for you, Tibor. I'll close it out with you.
Yeah, I'll add 2 things, and I actually got to jump to the next Zoom. The first thing I'm going to say is there's no better time than now to change your future. And you're looking at this business opportunity for a reason. These Zoom calls are going to go from 50 people to 500 people really quick. And there's really 3 types of people on this call right now. Mark my words, when I'm over there with Tibor on a European tour and I get to meet some of you guys and gals, there's going to be 3 types of people from this call and from this pre-launch. There's the first type is the person that sees what we see and they're like, yep, I'm in, I'm running, I want to get healthy and I want to make money helping other people get healthy. That's the type of person that's going to make this happen. There's also people on this call that sees it, but they just want to use the product, which is fine, and you're going to watch it happen. And then the third type of person is one that hangs this Zoom call up, goes back to their regular scheduled program in their life, and a year from now they go, what the hell just happened? So you make it happen, you watch it happen, or you say, what the hell just happened? Because it's coming, it's a freight train, and there's no doubt in my mind, if you never talk about Immunical from this day forward, somebody in the next 24 months is going to call you about it. Think about that. It's going to happen, and it's going to go like wildfire because it already is. We're backed by 30 years of science. We're backed by a 30-year-old company. We really can't lose other than just not. The only way you lose is to do nothing. That's it. So I look forward to working with each and every one of you. I really got to run. Kim and Tibor, love you guys. Thanks for all you do. Shelby, you're awesome. Excited to see you guys tomorrow in Houston. Fly out in the morning. So I'm going to jump on the next one. Can't wait to get to Europe and see y'all. You guys have an amazing weekend.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
All right, Tibor, let's close it out.
Oi, oi, oi. So who's ready for some cool experience in their lives, and who's ready maybe to improve and change their lives? I know since I started in this industry, I wanted to be my own boss, not to be able, not to go to work like a traditional job, which is fine. I'm not saying it's not fine. And I had the privilege to live that life for many, many years now. And network marketing has been the vehicle for me and my family to make above average income. And we have together timing is everything, as you guys heard. So we have the timing right now, because if we can get a stable company like this from the beginning and be there in the start when the market opens, and we have done some pre-work, and big shout out woo, 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 to all of you who has done an amazing job so far, despite all these challenges and hurdles, and we have to register first in Spain, and then we have this bridge solution and whatnot, all these challenges we've gone through. Here we are with an amazing, stable company that your effort to change your life and to have an extra income, of course, everybody is welcome. Customers are welcome. Especially after the opening, it's much easier to become a customer than right now. Now we are looking for leadership. We're looking for people who want to build big and be a part of a legacy company. And, years from now, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, future, whatever. I mean, of course, there's no guarantees in life. You never know. But as much as my wisdom I have acquired during all these years, I know one thing I've learned, that the success of a restaurant is the chef. And if the chef doesn't cook it right, it doesn't matter how good servers we are in the restaurant. Meaning, metaphorically speaking, it doesn't matter how good networkers we are. If the chef, the owner of the company, doesn't cook it right and everything is, tastes good, the bonus systems, the products, they don't change comp plans, they love people, they are debt-free, etc., etc. The list can go fairly long. And guess what I did? The list I did with this company was like, I scrutinized it to the teeth. I was super tough. Like, it has to be this, and it check marked every single green. Meaning, so our efforts 2-3 years from now doesn't go down the drain. We can continue building a legacy company, like those old companies that we all know about. Imagine to be a part of that growth from the beginning. That's where this company can produce and can offer you and me, your family, and our family. So together with the company executive, they do everything right. They hired people, country managers in UK, country manager in Switzerland, country manager in France, Germany, etc. Oh my goodness, they conduct themselves flawlessly, as good as we can hope for any network marketing company to be 2026 and onwards, where a lot of other companies are merging, selling, and changing to, we don't do network marketing anymore. We're going, affiliate program. Just happened to one of the biggest companies in the world. They did it. So in the US, and I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of a company who loves network marketing, who wants you to thrive, who wants you to go on trips, free trips with your family, airfare paid, everything all inclusive. Yeah. So we are in good hands with this company. Thank you so much for your time today. And every Thursday, right, Shelbs? Every Thursday.
Yes. Same time.
Same time. Hold your
And you know what? That's the best part of that is that when you're part of a pre-launch, all you have to do is just come back here and plug them into a call like this. You don't have to go and present anything. You don't have to figure this out. We'll educate for them. We'll teach them. I'll make a body shot every time so everybody can see what we're doing. I want to share one last thought. When Tibor and Kim talked to me, I was in a place where I didn't want to go back to real estate. It was go all in here or go back to real estate. It's difficult for me to go all in real estate and have a lot of success in this industry, because real estate is like 70 hours a week. I knew that if I went to all in real estate, it was going to take over my life again. And I never had time. I couldn't travel. I never got to eat dinner with my kids. So when they called me, Tibor and Kim had so much success in this industry, and I knew they already did the due diligence. I already knew they did that. I knew that he had been looking, and I had been staying close with them, and I knew they hadn't found the one. And so when they called and said, this is the one, I didn't have to go do a bunch of homework, and I just, like Chris said, I got in the speedboat and it took me where I wanted to go. So if you'll just trust this process and see the bigness of what is going to happen in Europe, you guys, you're never going to regret this, because month 1, month 2 is getting bigger and bigger, and you don't even know how it's happening because you didn't even know where that person came from. That's the kind of positioning you want to be in. So thank everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. We're going to do this again next Thursday. If you have questions, please reach out. We also have if you're not part of our Global Freedom Alliance group, Kim, do you want to throw that link in real quick in the chat? If you're not part of the Global Freedom Alliance group, highly recommend you stay in there and get in there, because that's where you're going to get all the communications and information. We also have a customer group that gives you a lot of information on things like how the product works, videos from the doctors, success stories on the product as well. I don't know, Kim, did Kim disappear, Tibor?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
She's trying to get the link in.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I wasn't talking to midair.
Shabs,
Go ahead.
if it would be okay, I would like to highlight a couple of people just before we end here.
Of course.
Frode, are you available, Frode?
Hello, everybody. This is Norway calling in from Croatia.
Okay, you're on your boat, Frode. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm very much linked to this boat the last 17 years of my life, so I'm quite used to working out of the boat. But my head is in IMMUNOTEC and especially in the market of Norway. I have been in similar businesses most of my life, and I must say, Tibor, like you, this has been a very eye-opening experience. Seeing that we have a product that is colossal in impact, and we can do, of course, great things in the business, but it's very much based on a product that we are completely alone to have to deliver to the marketplace. So I'm so happy to be in here. I was told about this by Pax, our good friend, and I had her first story about the product, which really made me think that this was something I needed to dig into. That was Gøril from northern part of Norway, and she's now a good friend of mine, and we are talking every week, more or less. And shout out to her, because she's very important for me as I get started in this. And this is how this business is going to be, telling stories about what is actually happening when you get this product into your body and what your body is capable of producing in terms of making yourself less bad than you were the day before. And that's the whole concept of this. And this can take us everywhere, anywhere in terms of business. So I'm happy to be here and looking forward to the launch. Sweden is going to open 9 days before Norway, and that's a head start Sweden need to have, of course. Because
here we go. Yeah, it's the
That's good.
Swedish food. Yeah, we have a beef shop. So it is what it is. Thank you so much, Frode.
This historic beef, yes.
Thank you so much, Frode. Göran, are you available for us? Yay, everyone! Massive hugs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so add to the spotlight. Göran, you are a therapist in the middle of Sweden somewhere. I don't know exactly how to explain it where you live, but it's
Västerås, right in the middle.
Right in the middle, yes. So you heard about this opportunity also just recently, not so long ago, a couple of months maybe. And your thoughts and your experience so far?
Yeah, I've been working with glutathione for quite a while. but I've not been satisfied with the only thing that works a little bit, NAC, and you know.
Yes. NAC.
So I was a little bit thrilled, but I'm not the guy that jumps into this without having enough facts about the product. But this is really amazing, and I have already have some personal experiences, and I also have, my wife has had quite a few experiences, like a silent migraine that keeps jumping in, and 50 minutes later it's gone. But she has had quite a few brain injuries. So yeah, I'm really looking forward. You know, in Sweden, people want so much facts because this is so much science already. You don't have to really to convince people. And from my point of view, if you don't have glutathione, you are working, vad heter det? Emot vind. Vad heter det?
Against the wind.
Yeah, you're working against the wind. You can always, for me, and from now and for the rest of my time as a therapist, I want to have this IMMUNOTEC as a basic product. And then with my skills, I can give people some special things upon it. But without glutathione, you're working against the wind.
Thank you so much, Göran, for your time and your remarks. Okay, so Shelbs, back to you, and we continue next
Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Same time, and you're alive. Just got a bunch of people who asked to be part of the Global Freedom Alliance group, so you'll get notified in there. If you have questions, you want to be a part of the pre-launch, reach out to the person that invited you, and we're excited to work with you. Let's get this going. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you next week.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Wow. Massive hugs.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.